Well, it's a case of he said, she said, and it's a slippery slope. Actress Gwyneth Paltrow is being sued by a man who says she slammed into him on a ski slope and left him permanently injured. She is countersuing, saying that he ran into her.
So somebody is maybe
Somebody
fitting.
is being not as truthful as somebody else.
Joining us on the KOGO News Live line, attorney Lin McCraw. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what are the facts as you understand them in this case? What are we looking at?
Well, we are looking at a situation that's a little more than a he said, she said. I understand that there are some independent witnesses, but those witnesses, credibility obviously are going to be subject to some examination because of friendships that they have with one party or the other. So it's going to be interesting. It's a situation in which this older retired professional was run over by Ms. Paltrow, according to him, and Ms. Paltrow said no, he ran over her. So I mean, it is one of those situations that we see in trial all the time, and it's interesting because of the personalities of the people involved in the thing.
So we're looking at an initial lawsuit that was asking $3.1 million. That was dropped. And now Terry Sanderson, who is 76, is asking for $300,000. Why would you drop a claim like that?
Well, sometimes in certain jurisdictions, you have to put an initial amount that you're seeking. And you can't seek more than that later if you find out your damages are higher. So a lot of attorneys, for safety reasons, will go ahead and plead it high, knowing that they can always amend and lower it later. That might be what's going on here. It may not have anything to do with the strength of the case itself or the strength of the damages. It might just be done out of an abundance of caution.
All right. Now, we've all seen cases where the celebrity seems to get away with murder. In at least one case, that seems to definitely be the case, without any names. But do stars have the advantage when it comes to being in court?
Quite often they do, and the reason they have the advantage is people think that they already know them. So psychologically, what ends up happening to a person when they form a judgment about somebody, that pre-existing judgment tends to carry over. So if you have a star and people think that they already know them, they have these built-in advantages. So you'll see stars in situations like that get out in front of it in a hurry because they think that people already know them, already know who they are, and they have an ability to shape that narrative and use that goodwill that they have built up through their movies or however they became famous. So they do have an advantage. I mean, they clearly have an advantage.
So now she is countersuing for, if I am not correct, $1 in damages, but she also wants her attorney fees paid.
Yes. The interesting thing about that is I think that also is a way to try to shape the narrative. The $1 countersue is her saying, "Hey, I'm not greedy. I'm this I'm this lady that I'm not greedy. All I want to do is be out when I'm I want to limit what my outflow is due to what this guy did to me," and that's her strategy. And again, it's a good strategy. The attorney fees are typically much higher than anything she would have if she wasn't hurt in the incident anyway.
Now, is she gambling here? I mean, would it have been in her best interest to just settle, or is she trying to make a statement?
Well, it depends. We don't know what the negotiations are between the parties. We don't know how bad the damages are. We don't know. We know that the gentleman that was hurt ends up saying that he's got a traumatic brain injury. That was a part of what happened here, and that he had some broken ribs. But we don't know. We don't know the what he was asking in private. Okay, and we don't know what she's offered in private. So, the strategy depends upon what the lawyers think based on where they are at that time in negotiations.
All right. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I know that she is expected to take the stand either today or Monday. Attorney Lin McCraw joining us on the KOGO News Live line. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.